Welcome to the Business Boys Talkin Business Virtual Power Lunch. Please welcome your hosts, Tyler Price and Brian Magleby.
Probably still heard you.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Sorry.
So do we need to start over again, everything that we said?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got in the background, what do we have, Tyler?
We have some construction happening, and you may hear that, you may not. Who
We'll
knows,
just blame that our sound wasn't on because of that.
Yeah.
But we have some good construction. Hopefully, we'll drown out. They're giving me a crap because my loud voice,
Brian's booming voice. It's a great voice. I love it.
It will drown out. So Catherine, I think, said, "Yeah, you ought to be a sports announcer because you're kind of loud and
should have been the
obnoxious."
Kentucky Derby guy. So anyway,
good. We're excited for today's show. We got some big things happening in downtown Idaho Falls. We're going to be talking all about what is happening down here to make the revitalization of the downtown Idaho Falls area.
Yeah.
It's just had some great changes over the last few years. And I think that most of them can be contributed to Catherine Smith.
Yeah, and I think Jace Howell has a little something to do with
does.
that as well.
We're in his building too.
But Catherine left and came back, and now has it back on track because it was all falling apart while she was gone.
That's right.
For a few months,
6 weeks gone. But,
yeah.
Yes, we're excited to have Catherine Smith with the Idaho Falls Downtown Development Corporation on our show today. But let's talk about last week. Kind of impressive with Shannon Kinghorn.
Shannon's doing, managing some VRBOs or Airbnbs for people, and Idaho Falls has gone to this ADU thing that they're starting to pitch, where if you can build an additional dwelling unit on your property and rent it out, they're hoping that helps with some of the housing shortages, and it's a way for people to make maybe a little bit of money on their property, right?
And she's a great property manager, so encourage you to look up her ROI Property Management. Her show is on our website, Talkin Business. So today, May 17th, Tuesday. What is today? It's election day.
Oh yeah,
come on!
I voted. I voted.
Yeah, so you gotta
Primaries.
get out there and vote in the primaries. I'll hopefully have my sticker on later today.
I've had multiple people ask if I was voting for Governor Little. And I don't hate Governor Little. I just disagreed with something.
Some of the things that he did during COVID.
Yeah, but I forgot about it, and people keep reminding me. I guess when you act like a knucklehead, people remind you that you're a knucklehead.
That's
there you go. But anyway.
So good, yeah. I encourage everybody to get out there and vote. I had lunch today with the guy that's very involved in the political, and it's just you got to do your civic duty. I think that this one, a lot of the races are kind of determined in the preliminaries.
Yeah, they really are.
So encourage people to get out and vote today. It's not just in November that you need to do that. So get out there to your local area and cast your vote. So let's talk about some sponsors that we have.
Boy, we do have some great sponsors. Brian and I were just kind of talking a little bit beforehand. We've been at this for, into our second year and a half. And if it wasn't for people like, the group at BBSI, and if you have any small business needs, payroll, staffing,
they will meet with you for free.
But it's also looking at how do you grow your business? What's your exit strategy as you get to that place? I mean, they just
staffing is top notch.
They're just great people.
Yep.
Jeremy and the whole group.
If you question how their business could help you, I encourage you to reach out to BBSI, whether it's human resources, business consulting, whatever it may be. But I guarantee there's some way that BBSI can help you. And tell Jeremy we sent you over there.
Yeah.
Just can't recommend them enough.
And just walk in and take a soda. That's my thing.
We've talked about that.
Yeah.
So they have this. We're just going to let the secret out that you can walk in there and say hi to them at the front desk. Make sure you say hi to them at least at the front desk. But right around the corner is a nice glass room, conference room. And there's 2 of them actually, and both of them have stocked fridges.
Yeah.
Just go in and tell them that Brian and Tyler sent you to get a Diet Coke.
Even if there's a meeting going on, just interrupt it.
Just walk
go
in.
Yeah.
Tell them that
really
Brian and Tyler sent you.
More Brian on that one than Tyler, but yeah.
You gotta love it. All right, let's get through these other sponsors. Bullpine Marketing keeps us up to date every single week. And
that website with Ryan Joseph, if you have marketing needs, SEO, anything of that nature.
Very active, very proactive. He does his business. He's grown so significantly. He's so involved in all of the organizations, whether it's networking groups, the chamber. It doesn't matter. He's involved. Ryan is absolutely phenomenal. And New Line Media, wow, we've shared on our Facebook page the studio we're in here. And they will be here to take care of you on all your video needs. So if you have any kind of events that you want videoed, anything that you need to have commercially done videos, he is a great guy to do that. So
and Tyson does cool stuff on showing construction in the area. Again, there was a group that took him to Greece and documented that, and you know, aerial stuff.
Check out the construction. What's the construction? Construction Business TV. There's a Facebook page, and check it out. And so, you gotta love it. He does a great job. The SBDC and the Idaho Innovation Center, we appreciate them and punching in to help get our costs covered for this class. So we appreciate them. We don't have any upcoming classes. We're working on a leadership class in August that we'll tell you about a little more as we get closer to it. And we're excited for today's show. Catherine Smith, the executive director of the Idaho Falls Downtown Development Corporation. She, as we mentioned, left in this winter, was gone for just a few weeks, was venturing out to do something else, but yet she landed back, and we're so glad she's done. She's done a phenomenal job with the downtown area, and I can tell you that the Downtown Development Corporation, I'm gonna speak on their behalf, but I know they're glad to have her back.
Yeah. No, doing cool stuff, great construction. I mean, there has been a revitalization, and that tends to happen in towns where old sections of town can actually wither away, and there's like great restaurants down here. There's great business happening. There's space available. She's in
charge of the energy of this whole downtown, and it is going great. So we're going to talk a little bit about, but we're going to watch this quick. I think it's under a 2-minute video that the news here did. Describing the downtown development and her return back to the development, and then we'll welcome Catherine onto our set.
The previous Idaho Falls Downtown Development Director is coming back to her old job. Local News 8's Seth Ratliff caught up with her today to see what brought her back and the plans she is excited to see happen again.
Catherine Smith thought she was saying goodbye to the Downtown Development Corporation in February, but that all changed Monday when the organization's board of directors announced her return. Smith said she knew she couldn't let projects she started go unfinished.
Missing the work and knowing that there were projects that I had teed up and that I was hoping to execute and that I had left before those projects were done. So it was not an easy decision to realize I think I need to go back. But I was glad that the opportunity existed and that my board would hire me back.
Smith started work at the Downtown Development Corporation in 2017. She briefly left for a position at the Idaho National Laboratory, but missed this role. Her return was met with overwhelming enthusiasm.
I'm glad to have had the opportunity, and I'm glad to have learned something too about myself. You know, I'm just kind of a small organization gal.
Since her return, Smith has resumed plans she thought she'd need to walk away from. For example, to draw more tourist and foot traffic into the downtown area through public sculptures and murals.
Public art, and it's interactive for the folks. So those are the types of things when you visit somewhere or you are downtown, you get really excited because it's unique to your community.
Smith hopes to bring art that captures what's unique about Idaho Falls. The murals they've put up since 2019 have already become popular in the community.
Titled "I Love Idaho," and it's one of our favorites. We see this all over social media. People come down and take a picture and tag us and feature themselves in front of this "I Love Idaho" mural. So it's pretty fun.
The downtown organization plans to add 2 new murals from local artists in the coming months. Reporting in Idaho Falls, I'm Seth Ratliff.
Well, fantastic, right? You got to love the downtown. I love old buildings. In fact, my wife and I live in the numbered streets. It's an old house. It was built by Dr. Guyette. My door knocker says Dr. Guyette on it, who had some history in the area. But I'm going to ask, what is your favorite building downtown? Now everyone's going to hate you because you're not going to mention their building probably. But old buildings are cool. But what is your favorite building and why? Yeah.
That's why you moved your office there.
Yeah.
So, yep, we love the Shane building. It's very historic, and much of the original pieces of the building are still intact.
Yeah.
So definitely the Shane building.
Wow. And I can tell you, competing with that is the Rogers building that we're in.
Yeah.
And that's where we produce the show. And I can tell you, Jace Howell's doing some amazing things. I want to go down and see the Shane building now because I know of the great work that Jace is doing here. So, so welcome, Catherine. Tell us about the Idaho Falls Downtown Development Corporation, where you're at and where you want to go to. That's a loaded question, and you can take the next 15 minutes to answer that one question.
Well, let's see, where are we at? So we are a 501c3. So we're a nonprofit, but we are an organization that manages the Business Improvement District for downtown Idaho Falls. And that is really the boundary for which we focus most of our energy and efforts on, because it is a taxing district. So those properties pay into that. And so we want to make sure that we return the investment that those properties make into that Business Improvement District. So it is memorial to Yellowstone, and then Broadway to Constitution is the official boundary for the Business Improvement District. But of course, downtown is larger than that. Downtown, the most historic part of downtown, goes down to Cliff Street. So all of those areas that I just mentioned are a focus of our work, and we provide facade grant improvement funds. We leverage those funds from HUD and work with the city to make sure we get those funds administered to the downtown property owners, and that helps to help the property owner double their money on making improvements to the exterior of their buildings. We provide sign grants so that all those really neat signs that come out when you're walking down the sidewalk you can see. So we provide that funding. And then we like to say that we're the cheerleader of downtown Idaho Falls. If there's anything happening downtown, we want to talk about it and we want to shout it from the rooftops because it's amazing down here.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, there's been some great improvements down here just over the last couple of years, and I know that there's still more coming down here, down to this area. So talk to us about some of the things that may be coming in the future.
Yes. So from Idaho Falls Downtown Development specifically, we're going to be installing 2 new murals this summer, which is going to be awesome. So we'll work with local artists. We'll put out a request for proposals, and Idaho artists are always given the priority when we're funding these murals. But we'll see what we receive from this request for proposals. So we'll have 2 new murals, which is really exciting.
Photographers love those.
Yes, we love the murals. And then in the piece that was shown, there were some dog sculptures. So we are going to be installing these dog sculptures throughout downtown and inviting artists to come and paint them. Other cities did buffaloes, cows. We're doing dogs because we do a social media campaign, Dogs of Downtown Idaho Falls. And so that will be very fun. And the dogs will be placed on the sidewalk and by our flower pots that we take care of, and they'll be secured to the ground. So hopefully our dogs don't walk off. But yeah, so just like very fun.
I think you should be worried about kids riding these dogs.
Well, that, and we're anticipating the night scene. People probably riding the dogs a little bit. It's going to be fun.
After they visit a few of the local establishments down here,
a few drinking
I guarantee there will be some Facebook and Instagram pictures of people riding those dogs.
So that's really like fun and whimsical stuff. But we will see quite a few new businesses come downtown again. One of the questions that we had discussed was how COVID impacted downtown. And it's amazing. Small business owners, the entrepreneurship that is found downtown is incredible. And businesses pivoted and figured it out and how to make it work. And downtown came through the pandemic with flying colors, which is like, just to the credit of these amazing people down here. So we lost one business, but that was probably after kind of the heat of the pandemic. So it was sad to lose that business. But we have 2 new businesses coming online here very soon. Bumble and Bleat over on A Street. They are a goat milk soap producer, bath bombs. They're also going to provide men's, items and they raise their own goats. So I'm hoping for their grand opening, they're going to bring down some goats.
Yeah. Wow.
And
goats and dogs in downtown Idaho Falls.
We are all about the animals. And then we have a new tap bar opening up on Park Avenue too. So that is really exciting. Last week I got a sneak peek of what's in the Oddfellows building in the basement.
In the what?
In the basement of the Oddfellows building. Okay. So the Oddfellows building is where the old antique mall used to be, which is right across from Snakebite. I mean, my mind was blown when I toured through this space. It was.
I had seen it when they ripped it all apart. So is there something going in, or can you announce anything?
Yes, it is a beautiful space for evening drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic. They're going to have cocktails and mocktails. I mean, I can't even explain to you how beautiful this space is. It's Chris Taylor, Jace Howe. They are, and Matt Jacobson. It's a team of people. But they have renovated the space with a respectful nod to the historic value that's there and made it work for this new space that you can go down before a show. You can have, an Italian soda. You can have a margarita. Very, very wonderful drinks. And I think some heavy hors d'oeuvres. And my mind is blown on how beautiful this space is. It's worth the wait. It's been, it's been like a minute. 3 years. Easy. It's worth it. It to make sure the right thing is going to go in there.
That's coming when?
So they say it in a few months.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
look forward to that.
Yes. Talk to Jace. See if he'll give you a sneak preview.
We'll bug Jace.
Yes.
We will.
Yes.
So there's some fun things too. There, and it goes even around the river. There's like fun benches that artists have put together. There's one that I took of my 2 youngest girls when they were still young on a skateboard. There's a skateboard bench, right? And now we have grandkids, and I got a picture with my grandkid on it. So it looks like a skateboard, but it's a super fun atmosphere that's been built down here, and coming down for this time of year, farmers markets. The Greenbelt's just a few yards away, and just great stuff.
What are some of the events you have? Last weekend you had a festival down here, and what do you have? What else do you have?
Yes, so last weekend on Saturday we survived Spring Brew in the wind, and we were laughing that the true Idahoans came out to Spring Brew. So live music, drinks, fun. June 25th, we'll have Summer Brew. It's over at the Broadway Plaza. That is the new space that's opened up between Smoking Fins and the Rib Chop House and Lucy's. A really nice big plaza. There's a fountain in the middle. And so we turn the fountain off for the events. But that will be live music again, drinks. It's a family event. So we sell soda, wine, beer, water, all sorts of stuff. Come down and enjoy. That will go from 2 to 7, June 25th. Then we are looking at how we can host Taste of Downtown. That's a public favorite, and just trying to figure out kind of those logistics for the restaurants. Obviously, the restaurant industry right now, everyone needs help getting people in to even just show up so that you can open your doors is a challenge. So we're hopeful that we can host Taste of Downtown and really showcase our downtown restaurants for that. That will be hopefully in July. And then we'll run right into Ladies Shopping Days in October. So we have a whole weekend of shopping for ladies. Our downtown boutiques are incredible. Every Saturday we can do sidewalk sales. So we encourage people, shop the farmers market, come downtown. We've got a concentrated effort this year on sidewalk sales. And then first Thursday every month. So the art galleries are open, shops are open, and it's awesome. It's just a great family environment.
Yeah.
We could be here all day talking about the many things happening. Now let's talk about the flip side, parking.
Oh, parking!
Let's
Yes.
talk. I don't want to bring up anything.
No, I love
it because it's getting better. I will say that lately we've had. I haven't been frustrated like I've been before in finding a parking spot down here. Kind of talk to us about what your plan is there. That for people, and I think you've taken over the enforcement of the parking as well. So, so talk to us about parking in downtown.
Yeah, so we have been studying parking since I have been here, and that has been led out by the board of directors. So you guys gave me a ton of credit, but really this is a team effort. I have a board of directors of 14 business owners and property owners, and they lead the organization and we execute, and they're amazing. So we've got a parking advisory committee. We've done a ton of research on parking, and we need to look at parking based on highest and best use, which is just like what we do in real estate, right? So the curbside parking right out front should not be used by employees. That parking needs to always be reserved for customers. So when Brian Magleby comes down, he can find a parking spot and run in and do your business.
And he would prefer his name be on that?
Yes.
It'd be nice.
Yes.
You could have a few spots on each street, please.
I can't help you with that, but maybe Mayor Casper can. So the curbside parking needs to be for our customers. We need to have our employees utilizing the off-street parking lots. So we manage 5 parking lots downtown for off-street parking, and we lease out parking spaces to employees. But obviously there's lots more employees than what we have parking stalls for. So then you can park for free as an employee across Yellowstone. And there's honestly some concerns with that though, because Yellowstone again is a state highway. It moves quickly. There's one crossing that is, a lot of semis turn, and it's not always comfortable. So what we're trying to do is put together some smart strategies to make parking work for everyone. And this is not an overnight fix, but if we can at least get the majority of the employees in the parking lots, whether that's in a leased parking lot or over here in all-day parking on Constitution, then we can open up the parking for the customers, then we can increase commerce. And then at some point we can have more capital funding to build more parking structures. Now, parking structures across the country are kind of on the downside because we're talking more about carpooling, biking to work. Electric vehicles are really changing the way the parking is working in other cities, but we're a little bit behind that. So we don't want to say we must have a parking structure right now. We just need to use our parking appropriately and really work with the employees on where they can park and how they feel safe. So
I think that one thing there that you're doing because a couple of years I came down to the DEC Center, the Idaho Falls Downtown Event Center, and I drove around for 15 minutes looking for a parking spot for a meeting that I had there, and couldn't find anything that wasn't 3 or 4 blocks away. It was in the winter, and I went back to the office because I didn't. But I can tell you that was a couple of years ago, and over the last couple of years, I haven't had any of those frustrating moments.
I'm so glad to hear
that. But what you're doing is working.
I'm so glad to hear that. And I mean, really, the part of that of why it works is the enforcement is consistently enforced. So we have new technology. We are using a vehicle. So sadly, when you do come down, if you overstay the 2 hours, you are most likely going to get a parking ticket. None of us take any pleasure in issuing parking tickets. We do not like that. And our policy is if you call the office and it's your first parking ticket, we clear it out as a warning. We do not want to be ticketing people. This is a punitive process. We want to be customer friendly focused. So as we continue on this journey of parking, we're going to hopefully find solutions to shift to that. And that may include some areas of downtown where you pay to park. So you choose if you want to park there for 3 hours, you may pay $3 an hour or $3 total to park, but then you're controlling, it's like choose your own adventure. You're controlling how long you park. Then you pay $3 and not $20 on a ticket. So that's really where we're going, and it's a slow process again. Making sure that we're collectively working with downtown business owners, doing public outreach. It's a big ball of wax, but there's good people behind really trying to think through it.
That's really cool. So the downtown also has a ton of history, right? There's underground tunnels. I don't know how accessible they are anymore. they used to connect. The rumor was that it was prohibition moving alcohol down. I don't know that it was.
And
It
human
wasn't.
trafficking.
Human trafficking.
Yeah.
But we don't like that one.
Yeah, not that. That one's
yeah.
bad, but that
Yeah.
was like downtown was pretty seedy.
Pretty seedy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
So what is some of your maybe more interesting or stories that you find interesting about the downtown
Yeah.
back in the day?
So there are ghosts in these buildings.
Yeah, I've
So-
heard that.
Yep. So one of my other favorite building downtown is the Colonial Theater.
Yeah.
So I worked for the Arts Council for 7 years, and they're upstairs. There are 3 ghosts
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
one of them is a woman that was a lady of the night, and she was murdered, and she wears a red dress. And I swear I was in the art classroom, and I'm even getting goosebumps now. And I saw her
Yeah.
up there alone.
Wow.
And she's not angry. She's a very nice woman.
They're enjoying the
Yep.
shows, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All
And then
right.
there's another one that wears a purple dress. And I don't know the story behind her, but another employee saw her one time. And then there were, back to this human trafficking, which was terrible. Back in the old days, early on, they would move people through Idaho Falls. And in the basement, there was a fire when they were doing this bad stuff. And a whole bunch of kids died.
Oh,
so there's like
wow.
a child ghost in
Wow.
the Colonial
Oh,
Theater.
wow.
I know. And she wears like
I
a
just
white
went to a show at the
outfit.
Colonial.
I know,
That makes
I
a
know.
whole new experience
Yes,
there.
yes, but the ghosts are like, you can feel it, especially in the basement.
Yeah.
So, and we have a ghost walk downtown, and she tells all these stories,
Yeah.
and she's amazing. So she's on Facebook if you have any interest. It is a very fun evening.
And yeah, how often do they do that? Because that's
So
not
that is,
advertising.
I think she does that. It's Kathy Navy, and she does that, I think, 3 nights a week. And so she tours you around, and you just pay when you get there. There's the Museum of Idaho does a ghost walk
Right.
in October,
Right.
and those tickets go like hot
Yeah,
fire.
you can't. I've tried to get
Yeah,
them. I've
they,
never been
like
able to.
they
Yeah.
open up at midnight and they're
they're
gone.
gone, yeah.
Yeah, and they get you like into the buildings. So it's kind of a little bit different, but it's a very they even have like actors that come out and act the
Yeah.
parts, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Wow.
Yeah,
Things that I never knew
Yeah.
of in downtown Idaho Falls.
I
So
mean, yeah.
talk about some of the art that's down here. I mean, I went to the shows at the Colonial, which they're now beefing back up.
Yes.
I went to the Whose Line Is It Anyway guys that was there, and just what a great production that it was. But they're getting more and more of that.
Yeah. So the Arts Council is roaring back, which is amazing. That was the other thing, like the arts. How did this arts survive the pandemic? You couldn't
Yeah.
have live shows and
Yeah.
people in a theater. So the Arts Council is led by an amazing leader, Brandy Noon, in the board. They're bringing back their full season. I think they are working through the announcements that will be out soon for this next season. And it's just so really, when I was in high school is when the Colonial Theater opened up, and I remember my great grandma took me to see Wayne Thiebaud, and he was here, and he's a famous artist.
Yeah.
And so he was here, and that really, the arts I think are what brought downtown Idaho Falls back, because the Colonial Theater opened, the shows, the live shows were here. Then you had the Art Guild with the Art Museum, Artie on Broadway, Artatorium on Broadway. The Symphony obviously has been here for 60 plus years, and then the Museum of Idaho. So, I mean, much of the success goes back to the arts and these like nonprofits that just like made it happen.
Yeah. So, and the restaurant scene's pretty solid. Me
Amazing,
and my
yeah.
granddaughter on a regular basis go to Pie Hole because she just loves it. She loves ranch, so it's more that she's going for the ranch than
Me
for
too.
the pizza.
She's such an Idaho girl.
But and then you got
Pachangas, we got
Happy's. We go there.
Yes.
We go there for
Yeah.
the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
But what are some of the restaurants that maybe go over, that people should really come down and experience?
So Krung Thep, have you guys ever been to Krung Thep?
I have. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Krung Thep is like a main, like on our rotation.
Vietnamese?
No, it's Thai food.
Thai food,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And then right next to it is Hot Spring Pho. So it's PHO. So I used to call it pho, but it's
Yeah.
pho.
Pho,
So that's like a bowl of like noodles of like deliciousness. So those 2 restaurants, Happy China, or no, I'm sorry, Yummy House on Broadway.
I've never been to that one.
Oh
That
my
one-
gosh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Wow.
Yeah.
So good. And it's such a fun experience when you go in there because the family that runs it is wonderful. So like you can literally eat around the world downtown.
Yeah.
Cardamom is on Park Avenue. That's a amazing Indian
new
restaurant.
restaurant, isn't it?
Yep.
Relatively,
mhm,
yeah.
Yeah. And then Rib Chop House just opened up at
Yeah.
the Broadway.
Haven't been there, but I've heard good things about
Holy
it. so-
cow. Holy cow. It's actually my husband's birthday today. So
Oh,
we're going there
you're going
tonight
there.
for his
Good.
birthday.
Wow.
So yeah, and I was just, yeah, that was the hardest thing for us through the pandemic, is like not having our downtown food.
Yeah.
And, we were ordering takeout and curbside and all of that. So, yeah, the food downtown is like, people are diehards for their snake bite burger.
Yeah.
There's nothing else like
You
it
can't
anywhere.
go wrong. I've never gone wrong with a restaurant in the downtown area. So that's a nice to come out on we came out on a Friday night to the Colonial and walked around, and it was just the atmosphere here is
great. Yeah, you've done a great job with. We were talking before the show about some of the new sidewalks and streets that are being redone, and it really has added to all that. But to kind of build on just letting people know, if you didn't know this, last year and this year, 100% of your eating out that's business, that if you can justify it as business, is tax deductible. Typically it's 50%.
That's right.
And that's something that the government has done to try to help restaurants so that businesses are more inclined to go and spend their money at restaurants for lunch and dinner for employees.
businesses.
That's an awesome tip.
100%, not 50% has been in years past. So, anyway.
That's an awesome tip.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Most people don't. Which
Yeah.
is like, yeah. And I just heard it and said, wait, what? And yeah, that's the case. So,
That's
so now I'm eating out
awesome.
all the time, justifying
Yes,
it.
yes. Yes, eat out on Uncle Sam.
Yes, yeah.
Tell us, is there anything else that's happening in the downtown area that you want people to know about here in this?
I just think, the businesses down here, if you are looking for a gift, if you are looking for a new outfit, you do not need to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, you are going to find something that is totally unexpected at Lemon Meringue, one of the boutiques down here. Lynn's is beautiful, beautiful goods. Poppy and Pout, they produce their own lip balm, and it's a homegrown. Derek Cooper started this business out of his kitchen in Rexburg.
Yeah.
He was just featured in Oprah on the Oprah's favorite list
Oh, wow.
for Christmas. I mean, they are doing incredible business, and it's just like you walk in there and you just smile. All of the stores downtown are just like, it's just the best.
It's unique. I mean, you walk in the door here to the Rogers Building, there's a new plant shop. No, it's not new.
Yeah.
It's been there for a little bit, but a plant shop, and you can't find that in the mall.
Yeah.
No.
It's just, that's the kind of stuff that you find down here, the unique businesses that are in downtown Idaho Falls. I don't think that there's many many buildings left available down here, is there?
There aren't. That's been kind of the struggle in the last 6 months, is people were calling up wanting to open up businesses downtown, and there's just no availability. So it's really great. And one more thing I have to mention, because it's like, I just felt like we had reached the top, like in Home Alone, when you're like, I've reached the top. Yeah. Winnie and Mo's, the bookstore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We have a bookstore.
And they're just two unique ladies. Great experience. Great store.
Yeah, new books.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really, there's still a lot more to do. The work is never done, but there's just so much good stuff.
Is there going to be flowers again?
Yes.
It's just so beautiful, the flowers that are down
Yeah.
here. You can just enjoy the big flower baskets that are just going.
Yes. So I was just emailing my board this morning, where those hanging baskets that you see are sponsored by individual community members.
Oh.
So we have 97 hanging baskets this year that will come out the first week of June. And then our sidewalk pots will begin to be planted. And we manage all of that. We work with Four Seasons Landscaping, which is a small business. And Sherry Norland is the name of the owner. And she and her team come down, and we have 150 sidewalk pots and 97 hanging baskets. She takes care of them all.
Wow.
And then we work with Dave Lawrence Landscaping, and they water everything for us.
Really?
And we're able to do this because Parks and Rec is such a good partner with us and has allowed us to take on some responsibility and supports us to make sure it gets all done. So
Wow.
It's awesome.
If you haven't been here, hopefully we've sold you on to come down and check out.
Eat, walk around, shop.
Eat, walk around,
I
shop.
love it.
That's a good. You got to look at that
I
as a
love it.
slogan line.
Yeah.
Tyler wants some royalty.
Yeah.
I know. Can I hire you?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Well, we appreciate Catherine Smith being here from the Idaho Falls Downtown Development Corporation. Wrap it out with this this amazing quote that we have here that some people, there it is.
So my favorite quote is, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind.
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Speaking
Can't,
wisdom. Yeah.
Can't beat that. And we appreciate that quote. So great job. We're going to transition here into some training that we want to talk about. And This is we're going to talk today about some leadership traits, and this is not rocket science, but if you want to be a better leader in your organization, pay attention here to these 8 things, and let's just kind of quickly go through those. And then we've got a video at the end that kind of talks about, it's a great little leadership, I think it's a couple minute, how long is that, Tyson? Can you remember? Lost my notes. I think it's a 5 minute, 5 minutes on what makes a good leader by Brian Tracy. So we'll end with that video today, but let's talk about these 8 things. Number 1, I put at the top, if you want to be a good leader, you got to have integrity. If you lose that trust, you will have problems being a leader.
And that speaks to the downtown, right? We need these shops, they have to be on point, they have to supply good products, they have to, or food or whatever their service or goods are. Yeah. And it speaks to who you are as a business owner and a leader is having that integrity.
The sincere enthusiasm, man, that's a crucial thing for especially the downtown people, is that if they don't create that enthusiasm, the people won't probably come back. But and I like the word, we could just say enthusiasm, but it really takes the sincerity of people to feel that they're appreciated, and that's something that you'll feel here in downtown Idaho Falls.
And communication, if you don't have open communication, I don't know. I mean, you left and came back, so obviously there had to have been some good communication that transpired, and we're grateful that you're back here leading the fight. So
Thank you. Yeah, and I just wanted to jump in and say, on that sincere enthusiasm, these businesses, it's an effort to get down here. You're coming down, like you said, you might circle the block a couple times. These business owners know that. So if a customer walks in the door and they're a little grumpy, that's not going to speak well to your experience. So people have to be sincere, and they have to be excited to see you.
Very good. One of our faithful listeners just texted me and said that he wants to treat us to lunch at the Yummy House. So I guess that's good. One over on Broadway.
On Broadway,
that I haven't been to, so thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. We will take you up on that.
It is worth it.
Glenn Guzman, we appreciate that. So confidence, another thing. If you want to be a good leader, you got to have that confidence. And that's one thing that I've worked with Catherine over the years and been involved in different things, but that's one thing that I've always just seen is that smile that you have and the confidence that you have that the downtown businesses are gonna have. So that's one thing that I've always noticed from you. So motivation, you got to have the motivation. If you don't have motivation, you will not be a leader.
Yeah, and inspire those to take action, right? Because I mean, some people are like, well, what's the big deal? I mean, you are probably took action and there was motivation to get the sidewalks done. Right. And that was as small as that might seem, it was for us, it was a great experience. So anyway,
that's awesome.
So thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
And decisiveness, right? We can't be wishy-washy. We got to come up with a plan, and win or lose, you stick to the plan and be decisive.
Decisive in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I've underlined these last 2, but simplifier, I think is a key thing, and then a problem solver. And if you are not part of these, you will not be a good leader within your organization. So that's the kind of just some it's not rocket science in these things, but our goal is to kind of help businesses that watch our show learn different tricks of the trade that might help you in your individual businesses to make them work better. So thank you, Catherine, for helping us with this. And
absolutely.
And we wish you the best and continued success down here with the Idaho Falls Downtown Development Corporation. Let's remind people once again, get out and vote today. It is the day to do that.
Give you a sticker.
So earn the sticker, my friends.
Yep.
And let's talk about next week's show. We've got Spencer Erickson. Have you ever met Spencer?
Yeah, I know Spencer.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's about 100, not even 50 feet down the hallway here. Yeah. What a great business that he has. That he is just everybody that I've had work with Spencer, and he's a branding marketing company, has just had great success. This guy is just, I call him a genius with marketing. Yeah. And we're going to have him on next week. He's with Son of Eric Design. Spencer Erickson and with Son of Eric.
Yeah.
That's a good way to remember. If
Funny
you
because
never
people
forget
do
it.
call him Eric because of that. But
Yeah.
his name is Spencer.
Yeah.
so-
Spencer
Yeah.
Erickson, but his company is Son of Eric Design, and so you will remember that, and we'll look forward to having him on the show next week. And then after that, we've got a guest. He's kind of today's a big day for him. Let's just say he's in the political arena, and he has made some big impacts here in Eastern Idaho, over in Boise, representing Eastern Idaho. And we're going to have one of the guys that's on the ballot today that will be here on the day after Memorial Day. So Tuesday the 30th, he'll be on the show. We've got some great people lined up for June as well. We continue to get some good guests. So look forward to that. Here's a quick video by Brian Tracy, one of my all-time favorite sales motivators, and it's talking about what makes a good leader. So check this out, and we will see you next week. Give us a thumbs up. This is how we end every show. Thumbs up.
I love it.
The Talkin Business Boys. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
What makes a good leader? Respect is the key determinant of high-performance leadership. How much people respect you determines how well they perform. Brian Tracy. Think of someone in your life that had a positive impact on you by being a good leader. What qualities did they possess? How did they manage tasks and obligations? And most importantly, how did they make you feel? Certain qualities, characteristics, and habits form a good leader. Today, we'll cover 5 essential traits that will help you become a good leader and improve your leadership skills. First, being a good leader requires great communication. Engage in open and honest communication with your team and the people you lead. When you speak, be specific, direct, and clear. But remember that listening is more important than talking as a leader. And having back and forth conversations is much more effective than a monologue or directive. Communicate by being present physically as well as staying engaged with your team. Always have your actions back up your words. People will follow a leader who is credible, trustworthy, and transparent. Good communication brings us to our second trait, building connections with your team members. Connections are key to building relationships that will guide your team through challenges to achieve continual success. Keep it in the forefront of your thinking that people are more important than things and tasks needed to be completed. If a team member needs to discuss something with you, take the time or make it an appointment within a day. If you're constantly too busy to talk, team members will stop coming to you and morale will suffer. Get to know your team members beyond the work environment too. What are their interests? What motivates them? Who and what is important to them? Share about yourself too. When people know you care, they will be happier, more productive, and responsive. Next up, number 3, you'll want to always keep a positive attitude. As a leader, having a positive attitude is vital to maintain your team and company's determination. The type of energy you bring to the team will be recognized and amplified. So make sure you're modeling the attitude you want your team to have. Keeping a positive attitude means being supportive, encouraging, and hopeful in both your thoughts and actions. Look at problems as challenges to tackle together and overcome. View mistakes and setbacks as learning experiences and team-building opportunities. Being genuinely positive means that you have to take care of yourself too. Allow yourself time to distress, exercise, eat healthy, and nourish your mind. The time you take daily to ensure you're balanced and energized will have a direct, beneficial effect on your team. Number 4, a good leader will also create clear goals and set expectations. They properly relay their expectations so each team member knows what to strive for individually and as a team. Include your team in the goal-setting process so that they have a sense of ownership and motivation to achieve the objective. Clearly explain the vision of your company or project and let collective inspiration from all team members determine how the vision will be perceived. Revisit goals regularly as well. This not only helps the team stay on track, but also gives you a chance to celebrate accomplishments and make changes when needed. And lastly, number 5, you always want to deliver constructive feedback. This may be one of the most challenging aspects of your role, but being capable of giving and receiving constructive feedback is crucial of being a good leader. Employees and team members need to know, and in most cases want to know, how they can improve, and you need to provide the resources to help them with that. The goal of giving feedback is to empower your team members, improve their performance, and boost team engagement. Ensure you maintain that positive attitude when you respond. Constructive criticism identifies what's going right, as well as what went wrong while providing solutions. Before giving feedback, ask your team members questions that will encourage them to talk about any challenges they're facing or the achievements they're experiencing. This gives you a jumping off point to discuss problems and solve them together. Often, a person will verbalize the same things you need to talk to them about when given the opportunity to speak first. And you may get insights into what's keeping them from performing their best that you weren't originally aware of. If you want to be a good leader, it requires communicating openly and frequently with your team, forming authentic connections with them, maintaining a positive attitude, setting clear goals together, and giving helpful, constructive feedback. Some of these skills may come naturally to you, and others you'll need to practice and improve on until they become second nature. Every effort you put into improving your leadership skills will translate to exponential success for your business, yourself, and each individual you work with. To help you in your quest to be a good leader, use Brian's personal development plan template, where you'll have access to his most powerful personal development tools to use daily as you set and evaluate achievable goals and learn how to reach optimal success. Now, the question today is this: what steps will you take to become a good leader for your team? Leave a comment below and Brian will be sure to follow up with you. Thanks for watching, and remember, as Brian always says, if you want to change your future, take action and take action now.
If you enjoyed this video and feel it was valuable in teaching you about these 3 leadership traits, share it with your friends, or for more resources on professional development, visit my website at briantracy.com. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want to change your future, take action, and take action now.